Hey y'all. So I've decided to jump back on here and give y'all some more messages. Now, some of these messages I've been holding on to for 2 years. Some of them are a little bit more recent. Nothing I'm going to give you is more recent than, I would say, 3 weeks. And the noise in the background, all that beeping, my son is out here with the metal detector. He's hunting for treasure. So ignore that. Apologies. But I needed to be outside. um, so, a lot of us have been prepping for a lot of different things. This is going to include a lot of different things. For some, it's going to be different for everybody depending on how much you have in your household, where you're located, what's available to you, what resources you have, and what you're able to do. So for some people, this looks like stockpiling to some degree, stocking for a rainy day, ammunition, planting, canning, whatever. But we've been doing that now for approximately 2 years. And just didn't want to say nothing because, well, I have my reasons. So if you have not already, you definitely need to get you something in order, okay? So insert, I accidentally left out one of the messages that I received. I don't even know, maybe 2-3 months ago. There are going to be less trucks on the road, like semis and stuff delivering foods and resources and whatever, and this is going to hit everybody. So this is going to be for automotive, this is going to be for actual food, anything you could think of that is delivered by truck. There's going to be less trucks on the road, so obviously there's going to be less products and things delivered to places. There will also be a dwindling down of government assistance until it is none for some people and eventually all people. Kind of. There will be some things available still, but at what cost? We'll see. Now, another thing that's been brought to our attention is the banking systems, which again, 2 years ago, we've known about this for about 2 years, but about a week and a half ago, we were nudged again. I guess you could say that the internet would be down at some point, the computer systems would be down, banking systems would be down, credit cards, bank cards, and things like that would not be able to be used. And so then there was an extended message of like that's going to go off in like even further. So their first will be sort of like the psyop situations where it'll happen in intermittent sort of intervals, like little pop-off points or precursors, I guess you could say, where it'll be down for like a day or two, or maybe even a few hours for some of you, depending on where you're at. And then that will transpire over the next couple of years into something more permanent and longer. And so, yeah, this happened in certain areas of Texas last week, I think. I feel like last week. Thursday, I want to say. And then it happened all over Canada the following day. Yeah, I feel like Friday. And everything was back up and running by Saturday or Sunday, I believe. But yeah, so the extended version of that is going to look much more chaotic. There will be certain groups that will start taking over in the cities, and they're kind of just going to run shit. They will be they're going to take what they want. If they want to be in your house, they're going to be in your house. If they want to take your food, they're going to take your food. If they want to, they're going to do whatever they want to do. Okay. And so a lot of people will be kind of moving out to no man's land, and there's only so much I want to say there. We saw these encrypted sort of like, I don't know how to say it, like backlog codes, like from these like old school cataloging books that we were using with this encrypted form of currency from like a bootleg internet server that could only be powered up at certain points, not too long as to be detected, but long enough to get products that were available. It was a very, very different type of thing and more like on a survival level. Again, that's further on down the road. We also, for a while, have been looking at these lights. They kind of look like tunnels. They're not really tunnels. How do I describe, like, beams of lights? They're not beams. I don't know how to like, if you could imagine like phone lines, so you know what phone lines look like. They kind of look like that, except they're streams of lights. Now you got yellow, blue, green, and orange predominantly. The green, we can hop on. Only certain of us are able to ride those, and we can take them anywhere. They'll take us anywhere. But only certain people are able to vibe with that and jump on those and route to anything, anywhere. The yellow looks to be more like Sophia, however you want to say it. Things that say like Elon Musk would be, have his hands in, and people of like that sort of a level or vibe. And also you have people that are like Anunnaki lineage that would also be able to ride the yellow ones. They go certain places. And then you have the blue, which are for basically the humans. Okay, those can be, they're more like solid. They stay in those. People stay in those. They're more like fixed, like you could say. You can't, the people that are in those, you can't really hop on and hop off. Those people are very human, very of this construct. Some may call them NPCs, whatever. They're very fixed. It's very robotic looking. It's very like a conveyor belt, so to speak, kind of. And then you have the orange. Now, what's different about the orange is it kind of loops around and looks forced in a very unnatural way. It kind of goes around and up and back down in this sort of like this nature, okay? It looks unnatural because it is, and it is what funnels in the more yucky things, the more negative space, negative yucky things, like these creatures. I don't know what they are. They're all different, but it's a very certain vibe as well. And it doesn't move like the other ones. That stream, it moves very different. It's very forced, and it's very ushered in. So there's that. What else? So yeah, make sure you're preparing in whatever way you feel necessary for you. Make sure to have a little bit of something on hand. Either prepare enough for things to be out for a week and you not be able to get anywhere, so that you make sure that you have everything you need at home, or make sure that you have enough cash or whatever on hand, so that you're not strapped or stranded. Trying to think what else. Also what I was shown is, so a lot of people, yes, there are a lot of things that are being ushered in currently do need vessels, and they're going to have plenty to choose from, okay? But a lot of people out here telling y'all are not telling you everything, and maybe it's because they don't know everything. But a lot of the things that are coming currently, or that are already currently here, do not need vessels. They do not need a body to walk. They are perfectly fine walking without flesh, and in fact, more powerful even that way. So, that's a thing. What else? There's also things growing. So a lot of these things being ushered in are in places you wouldn't think to look. So there's a lot of matter being fed currently through little nasty thoughts. Every little nasty thought that you have, it sort of feeds that energy, but it's in places that you wouldn't think. So like in your glove compartment of your vehicle, in your trunk space, in your floorboard, under the desks of corporations, and buildings that you work at, under the hospital beds, at, you know, hospitals and emergency rooms and things like that, in back alleys, just, you know, things that you just necessarily wouldn't think, spaces you wouldn't think to cleanse. You know, when you think about cleansing, everybody thinks about their house. You don't really think about your shed. You don't think about the kids' playhouse. You don't think about the car. You don't think about underneath the house. You know, you don't think about your job, your desk, and things like that. And what it kind of looks like, it reminded me of like seeds germinating, okay, and needing that space and that like perfect conditions to grow and become something. So there's that. That's all I can think of right now. I feel like there's more, but I may have to come back because everything just kind of left. I saw some things over here in the trees. Speaking of, pay attention to the trees, because we'll pay attention to all of your plants, indoor, outdoor, whatever crops you have. Pay attention. They're speaking louder than ever. Pay attention to the animals. Obviously, they're always speaking. Look at the insects. Again, always speaking. Last year, I came and told you that they have new frequencies that they're putting into nature, so you can't always trust nature like you would like to think you could. You know, one thing that we've always been able to trust is nature, but if you listen, like the other night, I was telling my twin, like, if you listen in between the sounds of the crickets, there's another frequency layered in that it's trying to match the crickets, but it doesn't quite make it. It's very noticeable if you're paying attention. I'm not quite sure what they're trying to do with that false frequency, but they're obviously trying to hide it for a reason. Some form of implant, something forced, whatever they're doing with it, it can't be good, otherwise they wouldn't be trying to hide it. And you'll find that in the wind and in the leaves and in the birds and everything. I stated a long time ago that the birds never stop chirping anymore. No, it used to, especially for those of us that used to party like literally until the sun came up. You know, one of the things that you would be like, oh shit, it's time to get back to regular life, would be because you would hear the birds chirp in the morning, and that's how you knew, you know, it was time to rise and shine. Well, the birds never stop now. They never stop. It's all night. There's no order to anything in nature anymore. So pay attention, because spirit and spirits and universe is always speaking. All right, I'll probably be back with more at a later date, but yeah, I just wanted to get that out, because depending on where you are, it's getting down to the nitty gritty as far as like being able to prepare for certain things. So I probably should have said something sooner, but to be honest, I don't feel like anybody listens to me anyway. I love you all very much, and I'll see you next time.